What you say? I'm getting ready to leave, so I just ordered my Uber. It's coming.
Huh?
I said I just ordered my Uber, so it's coming.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be back on Friday. I mean, you what?
Ain't that big.
What?
You can't kiss me?
I ain't gonna be going that long. All right.
Yeah.
I love you too. All right, I'm out of here. I hope you guys are having a good night. I'm having a great night, so I hope you watching this video turns your good night into a great night. Please make sure you start this video off by clicking that thumbs up button, which is the like button below this video. Also, please make sure that you share this video to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you want to share this video. Email, text, Lipstick Alley, I don't care, just share the goddamn video. If you're watching for the first time, I hope that you do click that subscribe button. So this week was YouTube Black. It really didn't have a name, but you know, a lot of people, including myself, were using the hashtag YouTube Black. So YouTube's like, so what should we call this? We just say YouTube Black while we were at the event, but that's not where I want to start with. First I want to say thank you to YouTube for extending an invitation to attend this event, because I've been on YouTube 8 years. And this is the first time that I've ever been a part of anything YouTube. Now, I know that they have sent stuff to me before, like come to our YouTube office and stuff, but this here was like a big invitation. Like, we know you're on YouTube. We would like to meet with you. You're a black YouTuber and all of this stuff. Like, they had a bunch of stuff in the email, and I just was like, oh my God, like they know I exist finally after 8 years. So, I'll get into that a little bit more. So I got to LA on Wednesday, and I met up with Alonzo Larone. We hung out. You know, I had to go take a little nap. You know, I wake up late, but I had a chance to take a shower and stuff to make it to the welcoming party. The welcoming party, I'm glad I took that nap, because when I woke up from the nap, I was just so refreshed. I did not know all the YouTubers that were going to be there. Beforehand, I knew that Alonzo Larone would be there and Funky Dineva was going to be there. And at the rooftop party, I seen that Quadir was there, Tamaya, who now goes by Don Sublime. Oh, Kevin, your mind is just so going to be out of this, it's going to disarray right now. T. Pendel, I seen Tazon Day from the Chocolate Rain. So it was so many YouTubers there. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know like the makeup and hair, natural hair bloggers, but I had a chance to meet with them and talk with them, and I just had a great time. And I just wanted to interact with them. I was like, I want to break up y'all little clique going on. Let's have a conversation and stuff like that. Because, you know, they said it's not a clique, but you know, every YouTube has their own, like YouTubers have their own group that they speak to, and you know, the people that's like from the Blackout that's coming up, they were not there, except for Alonzo, he's going to be there. But I just wanted to get to know a bunch of YouTubers. Now, I can't remember the YouTuber who I rode in the car with to the hotel. Can't remember her name, but I had a great conversation with her, and I didn't see her for the rest of the weekend. And I know I didn't scare her in the car because we had a good conversation for 45 minutes. And you know, it was just, for me, that party was everything. YouTube, everything was on YouTube. The drinks, the food, didn't have to pay for anything. YouTube really took care of the YouTubers. The welcoming party, let me tell you something. This fucking Ty phone, Ty Hunter is going to have to give the Scorpion Show he's going to have to give the Scorpion Show a check. Because I took this Ty with me, and it came in handy because I was on Periscope, and that tile light, that light is so bright, everyone is like, what is it that you have? And I'm like, it's a tile light, and everybody was so interested in it. I was on Periscope for a good maybe 30 minutes that night. And, you know, I seen the Hodge twins, man. We just all had a blast. And y'all know me. A bitch was like, I needed this vacation. Thank you to YouTube for this vacation. The Scorpion came the fuck out, okay? On Wednesday night. It was just so much fun. You're meeting people, talking to people, and, you know, it's just like, you don't know who's going to show up. I had my guest with me, Billy Johnson, who used to be a part of YouTube. He used to do a lot of music interviews and do a lot of music reviews on Yahoo. So I invited him to come, and he seemed to have a great time. We all had a good time. And I know some people might be thinking that, oh, it was some drama there. There was no drama there. Everybody was there to have a good motherfucking time. And with that liquor and everybody, the party was just jumping there. I don't remember none of the songs that were played, but I do remember just talking and meeting people. And I met this YouTube guy who's from Brazil. He had one of the YouTube workers that worked for Google. She was just interpreting, so we having a conversation. She's speaking to him in Brazilian, or is it Portuguese? I'm not sure. I think they speak Portuguese. I think. Don't get me wrong. It's not the time to be trying to overthink shit. The party was just everything. Shout out to T. Pendel because he took over my camera. And I mean, everybody was just having a good time on Periscope. So, you know, I go out. Chad, I got kicked out. I got kicked out 2 clubs. That's how much fun I was having. I guess LA is like, no, you can't talk loud. You can't, like, bitch. Yes. So anyway, I wake up on Thursday morning. I wake up and I cries. When I cried because I was listening to music and shit. And then Beyonce Disappear came up. And then I thought about my father. And then I was just crying. When I say I was crying, I was crying. And my eyes, when I finally got out the goddamn bed, my eyes looked like somebody took red dye and dyed my fucking eyes. It looked like somebody dyed my eyes with red. Next thing I know, I go back to sleep and I get back up. Quadir's knocking on my door. I'm like, I'm up. He was like, bitch, do you even remember that? Listen, I'm here. Right now I'm here. I'm awake. Do you remember? Listen, I am here. I'm awake. I'm up. Bitch, I'm up. So Candy calls me on the phone, you know, to discuss the blackout business and shit. And, you know, I'm really out of it, bitch. My mind was out of it. I had the worst hangover. I thought, ooh, bitch, let me go get a goddamn Tylenol or whatever. Bitch, I done lost my debit card. I'm like, oh my God, I'm out here in LA. Thank God I didn't have to spend any money. But the thing was, this time I tried to and I didn't have my debit card. So Quadir took care of that. And I took care of that situation later that night. But I'm just like, oh my God, my debit card. I'm calling like, is my debit card? Is my debit card's not there? So I'm like, okay, I got to get ready to go to this goddamn YouTube conference. It was like a YouTube Black conference. And from the email that we got the day before, we knew that Wanda Sykes would be there, Nate Parker would be there, and Russell Simmons was going to be there. But I'm like, this is a long event. So they said we got to be there at 9:45. And it'll be over like around 4:30. So they like, oh, we have more surprises in store for you. And it seemed like every time I left my hotel room and came back, there was something different in my room. They gave us, the first thing I noticed, it was a travel bag. And then inside the travel bag was this Jawbone music machine. And it's like, it's Bluetooth. I'm glad I finally have a Bluetooth music machine. I can play it from my computer, I can play it from my iPhone, or anything that has Bluetooth that plays music, it can connect automatically to this. Of course, they had a nice little welcoming letter from YouTube. They had a pair of socks in there. And I was like, okay, this is cute. So at the conference, the first speaker was Wanda Sykes. And she was talking about, you know, her probably wanting to do YouTube. She was just basically, she was there just having a great time. She was having a great time. After she spoke, no, first before Wanda Sykes spoke, there was a black lady that worked for YouTube with natural hair. I can't remember her name, but she was speaking about, you know, why we are there as YouTubers, and you know, YouTube noticed that. I mean, it really shouldn't be that hard, but a lot of the black YouTubers don't get their recognition that they deserve, and that, you know, they want to interact more with the black YouTube community that's on YouTube, and make them feel that they are part of it, which again, it should not have taken this long, but I'm glad that they were able to do that. And you know, I was just happy that I'm like, okay, I'm finally like finding out why we are there to be a part of this YouTube experience. And you know, Wanda Sykes was there, and she was speaking, and she was talking about her comedy stuff and how she thinks she might want to do stuff on YouTube. And after she spoke, Lisa Price from Carol's Daughter, the founder of Carol's Daughter, and she had to let YouTube know, I am the founder. I ain't no co. I am the founder of Carol's Daughter. And she was speaking about, you know, her makeup line, not makeup line, the hair care line, and she was talking about the tips and stuff. I think she was probably there for the girls that do makeup and natural hair and all of that stuff. But you know, she was a good speaker. But for me, she didn't resonate to me because I'm not one of the girl bloggers, the beauty bloggers and stuff like that. And I think that they had everybody there catered to what everyone is doing, except for people that do what I do, like entertainment, gossip, news. Like, it would have been great if they had. How about I get my cons after this? So, after she spoke, Nate Parker spoke, the actor, and I got so much stuff from him just hearing him speak and hearing how he was just so sure in himself that he was not going to do any other acting roles until he finished that Nat Turner film, The Birth of a New Nation, or is the birth of a Nation. I don't know why I keep thinking the birth, because I be thinking the Beast of No Nation. So it's The Birth of a Nation, and he was saying how he took The Birth of a Nation, how, you know, how he just took things, but how he took, you know, from the original movie from 1916 or 1915, and now, like, when you Google The Birth of a Nation, he comes up, and he was just so inspiring. And he was talking about when you ask for sponsorships and things like that. I just got so much from him, and I just enjoyed hearing him speak, because you don't really see him do interviews like that. So for him to be in that setting, it was just great. It was just great hearing him speak. Then, after he spoke, D-Ray Davis, or everyone knows him as D-Ray. Not D-Ray Davis, but D-Ray McKesson. Lord, don't shoot me. D-Ray McKesson, he came and he spoke to us. Now, he didn't take any questions, but what I got from him was how he went to Ferguson and how his life changed from that date that Mike Brown died. I believe it was August 15th or it was August 14th, and he just spoke, and how he was just saying, like, he's here to tell his story. And that was like one of the main things that I got from this whole YouTube experience, black experience, is storytelling and telling your story and why you want to tell your story, and don't be afraid to tell your story. After D-Ray spoke, I can't remember who else. It was so many goddamn speakers and so many people just giving off inspiration. Man, I know that it was like time to take a break. It was time to take a break. You know, we had lunch and everything. And after the break, when we came back, the YouTube CEO was there speaking to us. And the YouTube CEO, Susan Wojcicki, I'm going to get her name right because we're going to be talking soon. So, y'all better interrupt me. So when she got up there and spoke, you know, this was the person that Alonzo wanted to hear from. She is the person that Alonzo wanted to hear from. I also wanted to hear from her, to hear what she had to say. And she spoke more about how YouTube does not recognize their black YouTubers, and that they wanted to do more. They wanted to, you know, get to know the YouTubers. And she was telling us that, like, each of us that's there, we will all have a partner manager where we can, you know, speak directly to someone from YouTube. She was just speaking about, like, so much more access we'll get to have for being there and just being a part of the YouTube Black experience. It was, I'm gonna keep calling it the YouTube Black experience. I was just so happy to be recognized, and I was just so happy hearing the things that she had to say. And you know, some YouTubers there, I guess they thought that YouTube would give us cameras. Now that's something that I thought, but that's not something that I was like, okay, I'm going to be upset if we don't have that. I was just happy to hear from her, and her talking about her experience and how she came to be a part of Google, and how the whole thing started. And they just wanted, the main thing is that they want to recognize us more, and they want us to feel more a part of the YouTube family and the YouTube community. And she was saying she was speaking about a bunch of YouTubers, and she also brought up Cat Black, who was there. And Cat Black and I, we had a chance to have a conversation, and I had a chance to apologize to her for my ignorance on YouTube a couple years ago with the transgender community. And you know, I said some things, and the things that I'm not going to say now, but I apologize to her for saying that, you know, on YouTube. But I was just glad that we had a chance to speak, and we sat together for most of the conference. And you know, it was just storytelling. And then after Susan spoke, I believe Troy Carter was there. Now, Troy Carter, founder of the Adam Factory, he has a management company, manager of Lady Gaga, Meghan Trainor, John Legend. And, you know, remember the Scorpion Show? We were going to work with Troy Carter and Tamar and Vince and stuff like that. So, you know, it was kind of like awkward for me sitting there hearing Troy speak about a bunch of things. And, you know, I don't know if he knew that I was there, but I would have loved to have spoken to him afterwards, because I really didn't see much of Troy during that time when we were working with Tamar and Vince on a bunch of stuff that never, as y'all can see, never came into fruition. But, you know, he said a lot of great stuff. And he was just not, I don't want to say he downplayed television, but he let it be known that social media and doing the YouTube thing, and, you know, it's better than just being on television itself, because, and what a lot of people spoke about was having that artistic freedom, because you're not censored. And that's something that I loved, and I wasn't too crazy about television. And a lot of our viewers would say that, like, you know, I don't want y'all to go to television. I was like, well, why aren't y'all sharing the videos? I would love for y'all to share our stuff. Oh, you know, you're just a, what they would say, I'm trying to think of the word. Like, I'm like, I don't want us to be a guilty pleasure. Like, don't be ashamed to say you watch the Scorpion Show. Let people know that you watch the Scorpion Show. But, you know, back to the conference, like, people were just talking about the storytelling thing, and I just was like, I don't really, as I'm sitting there, I'll tell you what happened. Mara Brock Kill, I didn't know she was going to be a speaker, because they didn't announce her before, but they brought her on stage, and she talked about the things that she has done with television, and how she wrote these stories, how she wanted to present and tell stories, like on Being Mary Jane and things like that. Now, y'all know me, I love Being Mary Jane's family life and her struggles at work, but I'm not a fan of her love life. I can't Bitch, what the fuck? Man, I can't even get these words right. I can't relate to her love life because I'm not a woman, but many women can, attest to a lot of the things that she's been through or can remember certain things. And she talked about how she wanted to bring in suicide and the story she wanted to tell. It was great because I feel like she was a speaker that basically kicked me in my ass while I was sitting there, and she was just sharing so many gems. A lot of them shared a lot of gems that morning or that day. She was my favorite. And then she talked about, her living under her means. Like, that's something that a lot of people don't do. Sometimes I spend what I shouldn't, and, she let it be known that it's okay to not, don't spend all your freaking money or don't live beyond your means, live under your means of what you have. So, I just got so much from her. And I wish I could have gave her a hug afterwards. But I know one day in the future I'll be able to speak to her and just tell her thank you for, sharing her story. She also talked about her husband. I just got so much from her. And I believe she was not that I believe, but she was my favorite speaker that was there. And then after she spoke, Russell Simmons was the final speaker, and Russell Simmons talked a lot about, he said nigga maybe 100 times, and he spoke about his meditation and how it makes him make better decisions, and for me, he wasn't more my thing, but I still enjoyed what every speaker had to say. But Mara Brocker Kill was my favorite. But something that Susan Wojcicki, I'm going to say that's her name, what she spoke about is we want you guys, not just us, but more YouTubers to collaborate. Don't be afraid to collaborate. Don't be afraid to share your story. Tell your stories. And before you tell your stories, know why you want to tell your story and who you want to touch and who you want to impact. I got a lot out of it, and I'm not trying to get sad. It was just great. It was a great experience to hear from so many speakers, to get gems from so many people. I hope that YouTube filmed this whole thing, and I hope that they put this on YouTube, because the gems that they shared should not just be shared with the room of 200 plus YouTubers. It should be shared with the world. And for me, man, that experience, to see so many black people of all different, we are so fucking beautiful. We are so beautiful. Man, and the women, y'all were so beautiful. My God. I gotta get this play button. I was fortunate enough to get this play button. Did my focus? I know damn well my focus ain't going. I got the play button. I was eyeing this play button. I do have it. But let me tell y'all, the women, oh shit. I was speaking to some of them, before they talked about, yes, collaborations and stuff like that. I would love for a beauty blogger to maybe have a segment on our show for maybe a minute or two, just, giving a quick tip or whatever, because we can't do that. But our audience is 77% women. So why not have somebody share those tips? I didn't know, I don't know a bunch of them. There were people from the comedy field, from the beauty field, from video gaming, from tech. It was so many of us in that room, man. All I was inspired by the whole experience. I was inspired. I was inspired and got so much inspiration. And for me, I don't need nobody to tell me that, yeah, bitch, I have been lacking on YouTube and slacking, and, I don't know. I kind of feel like I lost my way on this YouTube journey a little bit, but that's fine because it's always something that can steer you right back in line and get you together. And that's what this experience was for me. And they were, I don't know what the subscriber count was, but my girl Heartbeat is somebody that she wrote to me on YouTube like a long time ago. And she was just saying like, well, I already know like how I was a big inspiration to her on YouTube, but she was telling me that she was a part of like the selection process of the most influential black bloggers on YouTube. So I just want to thank her for submitting the Scorpion Show's name. I had a chance to speak with a lady named Juniper who was there speaking, and I talked to her about the Blackout event, and I said like, this is something that has been going on before YouTube noticed it, but you know, I would love for YouTube to actually sponsor this event. And she just was like, please email me the people that work for YouTube. Oh my God, why am I getting sad? Like, they were so nice. You gotta get it together, Kevin. They were just so nice. I was speaking to someone and I was telling them that, yeah, I lost my charger and I had to go buy a new charger and stuff like that, but I wouldn't have the time. And she was like, check your room. I was like, but I'm going out. You know. So all I know is that I really didn't watch TV, but the TV was on. And then it was this message on my screen saying that we have something for you. Please come call guest services or whatever. So I just went downstairs. And I was like, somebody said there was a letter from me or something like that. And when I opened it up, it was just a letter saying that, you know, we heard you lost your charger. Here you go, YouTube. And then I was just like, oh my God, I know I spoke to these women that work for YouTube, and I believe her name is Danielle, and I gave her a hug, just like, thank you so much. And you know, it was just like small things like that. It was like, wow, YouTube is really like showing that they care about so much, man. It was just that gesture alone, like, that was so decent of her to do that and to make sure I had a charger, because I had this border charger that was horrible and I needed to get a new one. From that, just to speaking with random people and having these conversations and just meeting YouTubers from all over, man, we are powerful people. And I don't want to discredit any other race, but we are powerful, but we have to really like show that we're powerful and not expect for people to always just do stuff for you. Sometimes you have to have that willpower and do it on your own. And you know, I have been a victim to waiting and waiting. Like, why you keep waiting for? You got to make things happen on your own. You have to do this shit. You can't sit around waiting for people. And you do have a story to tell. And tell your stories, share your stories, collaborate with these other YouTubers. You know, let's just, I can't even explain it. I just came back home with inspiration. If I can do videos every day, I would. I did have a conversation with a YouTuber. Believe in it, I don't want to say it wrong, but I think it's Juicy or Josie. But we had a conversation. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't like feedback when I don't ask for it. And we were having a dinner. Well, it was nighttime, so it was. This is after the YouTube party. The YouTube party was everything. They had a DJ there. Of course, the drinks was flowing again, but everybody, I didn't get dolled up, but the girls got dolled up, and we fucking partied. But they mainly partied more than me. I was, you know. So afterwards, Funky Don Eve and myself, Alonzo Larone, Druzy, and I think somebody else came to dinner with us. And I don't want to say dinner because it was like, bitch, it was like maybe 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So it was late. But, you know, we went to eat and we were talking about our YouTube experience. our YouTube experiences, and you know, I was talking about the Scorpion Show, and I know a lot of people were like, well, where's Mikkel? You guys know he works and everything like that. But I'm here to represent the Scorpion Show. And we had conversations about things, and she was saying, like, you know, I wish that you guys would up your production value. And I'm like, well, I do. My camera's up to date. So she was like, oh, you got this 1992 camera. So when you sitting around other people, you're like, wait a minute now. She don't fucking know me to talk to me like that. So, you know, I was offended. Because my camera is probably like 2014 camera. It can record just like all them other fucking cameras do. And my camera is very nice. It's a fucking Sony Handycam. It can record in 1080p and all of that shit. I don't care about that 400K stuff. But 4000K or whatever, child. After you get to a certain amount of views, like it's on the screen, I think it's okay. So, shit, and I'm just like, hold up. And like, I did not take kind to that. But she's like, I didn't mean it in that way. But I'm like, my thing is, if you're going to give me feedback, can I ask for it? And I mean, I did get kind of, because I was upset. And, you know, other people at the table, they thought that shit was funny. Funky Doniva thought that shit was funny. So I'm like, no. For me, I'm a person, when it comes to feedback, or if you have something to tell me, say it to me, not in front of everybody. So I'm not, you're not going to, if you want to give feedback to me, I'm not going to be open to it with you criticizing me in front of everybody. No. And plus, you know, and then they said, well, if you criticize people on YouTube, you should be able to take it. I said, well, first of all, I don't criticize nobody in my YouTube lane. I don't do that. Now, when it comes to celebrities, that shit is different. You know, it's not, and I still, if celebrity or not, I'm not just going to give you my opinion without you asking me or whatever. So, you know, it was a nice little 10-minute argument. And then, like, I had a chance to speak to her, and we spoke. Like, we had a good maybe 20-minute conversation after that. We walked back together while they walked up ahead, and we just had a great conversation. Even though I wasn't ready for her rawness, she got me together. But when it comes to my camera, I'm not changing my camera. My camera can record in HD. It can do 1080p and all of that stuff. What I was trying to explain to her was, like, when you edit video, for me, we do hour-long videos. And, you know, a suggestion came up, not just from her, like, maybe y'all should shorten the videos. I wouldn't mind, but our viewers would just go crazy. But I do want to do something where we can bring in more subscribers, because some people like, these videos are just too long. We want you to get to the point and things like that. So I was open to her feedback on a lot of stuff after we established a couple of things. But I do thank her. I do thank her for telling me and sharing her thoughts and opinions with me. I just really, like, I needed that talk. It's something that I needed to hear, but I wasn't ready to hear it at that time. But yeah, it was just really great to have that talk with somebody. Because bitch, at first I'm like, hold the fuck up. But yeah, man, it was, and shout out to Hey Friend, Hey, and like, I met so many people, and I don't want to get nobody upset if I don't recognize them or whatever. But it was just a fun YouTube Black experience. Next year, I want YouTube to do it on a weekend. So that way, more people can come, because it was still a lot of tags left from people that didn't make it, that probably said they would come. Also, I would like for them to have someone that does entertainment and gossip. Like, maybe they could have had some of the black people from TMZ or Kevin Frazier from Entertainment Tonight. That would have been great to hear their experience and have them speak to us and talk about their struggles of being in media and being a black person, and what do they have to do to get to where they are, you know, for even more inspiration. But it was just great. My YouTube Black experience was great. And I want to say thank you to YouTube for inviting the Scorpion Show to attend. Thank you guys for all the speakers. the speakers that gave their time and their energy just to speak to us, to inspire us to do more. D-Ray with telling his story. Ma Braka Kill, keep letting everyone know that it's a, tell your goddamn story and be true to who you are. Like everybody up there was fun, and everybody shared their keys to success. Nate Parker, like oh my God, he just drove everybody, because I don't want to, but Mara was my favorite. But yeah, yes. I'm glad I didn't get on here and boo-hoo and crying and all of that shit. So I'm going to go, but next year there will be another YouTube Black, and I hope more YouTubers come, and I do hope that they have it over a weekend, and not just do one day of speeches. Maybe you can do two days or something like that. It was just fun all around. The experience was fun, and I can't wait for next year YouTube Black, and I plan on revamping the fuck out of the Scorpion Show. Don't ask me how, but it's going to happen, and I don't even want to tell you anything else on what I plan to do. I just want to show you guys. All I ask is that our subscribers get on board. If you want to jump off board. But I just want to say thank y'all for sticking with us for so long. It is time that the Scorpion Show reaches out and expand their audience and expand their shows and expand what they do. It has been time. And with this kick in the ass from this weekend or from this week, it was that jump start that I needed. So thank you again to YouTube. Thank you to everyone who I met. Thank you to Josie for that advice. I gotta get her fucking name right. For that advice that she gave me, even though I wasn't open to it at first. Baby, I wasn't ready. Oh my God. But thank you again. I gotta go. I gotta get into this Hall of Fame. I love you guys.